Hey y'all, this is an update on the perennial section of our front space. This is a landscape that is now 2 years old. It was started in 2020. I'll put a link into the video that shows it before all of this was here, but essentially it was just a dirt grass patch and we wanted to do something with it, and it sat for a couple of years without anything done just because we didn't really have a vision for it. But then the things that we looked at were how we used the space. So from our front door to where our car usually is, this corner right here of this little rectangle is always getting walked on or across, and if I'm working in the garden, then I'm always wheelbarrowing through there, and so it made sense for this part to stay relatively low. But then that corner over there rarely got used for anything, and so decided that that corner could be much fuller in terms of things that were growing there. And so as you can kind of see, there's sort of like a slope where that far corner is the tallest and fullest with things, and then it kind of graduates down to nothing. And so this was first installed with this rain catchment system. So from here, the gutter goes to a non-corrugated pipe, and then it starts to be corrugated here. There's actually a path. The bindweed is vicious because last year I neglected it, but there is a brick path that goes kind of S-curves along here. I'm actually in the process of redoing it. And then the path ends right at this tree. And so all of this does get periodically deep watered by the rain catchment system. I also spot water this tree because it's still in its first full year in this space, and I spot water some of the larger things, although I have not needed to spot water anything yet this year. And I wanted to share the method for how we got here. So essentially what we started with was really heavy clay soil, not much else in it. Worm activity was good, but it was just such dense clay that we didn't want to even till anything into it, because that would just be like making adobe essentially. So what we did was we got leaf mulch by collecting leaves in the fall and mowing them with a lawnmower, and we let the worms kind of just suck it down in, which they do extraordinarily well. And we installed the rain catchment system, and we watered it pretty well that first year. We did, we used a sprinkler, probably, I don't know, once or twice a day, either in the early morning or evening. And so really taking that first year to water well and establish, all of these are perennials. They're all edible except for the Larkspur and or medicinal. I'm not on that level, but those of you who are, more power to you. So we've got like all these are walking onions here. They got 4 to 5 feet tall last year, which I could not believe. All of these are currants. We've got a couple Thornless Boysenberries over there, multi-cherry tree, Comfrey, Rhubarb. There's a Fennel in there somewhere. Oh, that's interesting. I haven't seen the Fennel come up yet. That thing usually gets pretty big. Got some cactus down here. Got some perennial bulbs. So like all of these were daffodils. Got some alliums. What else do we have in here? Yarrow. I'm trying to establish some prairie clover. So far it hasn't really taken. Trying to establish more dandelions for the spring to keep the bindweed down. The bindweed is bad, y'all. If you got any recommendations, let me know. I'm sick of it. So yeah, and for now, what we're just doing is probably every other year, we're layering more leaf mulch and just gonna water it probably once a week, honestly. Like, not that much. And we're in Denver, so it's not a lot of rainfall, but but that mat of leaf mulch, as it gets sucked into the ground, it holds great moisture. And the clay also holds moisture. It just needs some kind of like deep sink like we've got going here. So that's the method. It seems to be working quite well, apart from the ridiculous bindweed. So if you're curious for a very kind of low maintenance / relatively easy installation, this could be a model that works for you. Let me know in the comments if you have questions or anything. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. Just kidding, I don't care if you like and subscribe. But hopefully this was helpful.